Hey everyone, welcome back. Trading Futures Live, where we trade futures live in front of the camera every single day. Let's get right into it. This is the pre-market analysis for July 22nd, 2022. If we go ahead and take a look at the news today, we have Flash Services PMI as well as Flash Manufacturing PMI at 9:45 a.m. So that's pretty close to the open. Something I'm gonna likely wait for before I get into something. I'm not gonna necessarily want to get into something before that unless we have some kind of ridiculous breakout. Europe also had a Flash Services PMI. French, German, they came in worse than expected. All of them came in worse than expected. But their markets are currently flat. If you come here and look at the Eurozone markets, DAX is up 0.5%. FTSE's basically up 0.2, up 0.5. So it hasn't necessarily negatively affected them. The worse than expected news there on Flash Services PMI. So if we take a look at the four indexes here to the left in the overnight, the Dow Jones is screaming up, not necessarily screaming up, but it is climbing. It's above yesterday's high. It's at a high for today right now. The Russell here, I don't know if it's broken yesterday's high yet. It basically tapped yesterday's high, hasn't broken out above yet, and it is at yesterday's close still. The ES and Nasdaq, though, are below yesterday's close, steadily climbing, and have not yet tested or broken out of yesterday's high either. But yesterday did close to a new high. If we go take a look at the daily on the ES, right, we closed at a new high there. I'm certainly neutral bullish on this time frame. I'm neutral on the weekly now that we've have a pretty solid breakout. I'd like to see how the week closes. It is Friday, so I'd like to see the week close out above all of this mess from the last few weeks. But we are still we're still in a downtrend there. So again, the daily's broken out. That's 1, 2, 3 days in a row closing above the mess of the last few weeks. So I'm certainly neutral bullish on that time frame. If we go ahead and take a look at the 30-minute, let's get rid of my arrows from yesterday. In a pretty tight channel here in the overnight, right? Didn't really test any lows. We tested this pivot low essentially and are trying to test the highs here from yesterday. Breakout above, I'm going to want to be long. Breakout below, might want to be short. So we'll go ahead and mark that overnight low. Actually, I'm going to make it a zone from that overnight low to that pivot low right there. That's going to be my first level. And my pre-market resistance is going to be from that overnight high to yesterday's high. When we go live, I'll review this zone up here with you guys. Again, I'm neutral bullish. See if we have a strong close this week. And so if we get a strong breakout above, essentially like to be long. If we get a breakout above at the open though, and then it stalls before the news, and the news doesn't give it a continued push, it doesn't add fuel to that long, I'm going to likely be looking to try and reverse it back down if the news doesn't give it the fuel to continue to rocket up past that. And for me, basically the same but opposite is true to the downside. go down, be attempting to go down, but if we start to show some signs of strength, we're going to look to get potentially long here. I'm going to go back to that weekly though really quickly. We still have 211 points, the weekly ATR right now, and we're let's say 38.15 to a 4,000, so it's 185-ish around there. So we still have another 25-30 points that we can go to the upside, and still be within the weekly ATR. So there is room there. Let's find out what Franco's taking a look at.
Good morning, guys. Welcome back. As usual, I do have the dollar. Now we have to be very, very, very cautious here because the dollar is having this type of price action. It hasn't broken the demand yet, and it was going up sharply during London, and now has retraced all the way back down. I have a feedback. I have a feedback, George. Yeah, there we go. All right, so okay, so the dollar came back up at the London Open, right? And then it has give it all back down. And I think that more likely scenario is to continue to go down, although it hasn't broken any of this demand that I have here, right? But and also I have the yen going up, right? If the dollar continues its trend today, and let's put the daily on the yen. Man, this chart is ugly. It's awful. All right, let's put the yen here, right? So if the yen continues to go up, let's say here, right, and the dollar as well continue to goes up, we will have some bearishness. But for now, I'm neutral. I don't see any catalyst for the market to go down, at least today. We have Snapchat dropping 20% and the market didn't care. We're basically flat. So I don't see any real catalyst to the downside, right? The dollar is really not doing a bullish price action right here on the daily, right? So it's yet to see. I'm very neutral. I will play just tradable reactions like I did yesterday with the internals that will require by on my end to wait for the internals to give me more information, because the dollar is in a spot that is really undecided yet here. Also, the bonds are going up, meaning bond yields are crashing, right? And we have the dollar and the yen, but the dollar is not decisively going up, but it's more like neutral, right? So I don't have a bias today. I'm more neutral. And also I saw the VIX. The VIX is steadily coming down, right? I don't have a, well, there's some sort of demand right here, but look, the natural trend for the VIX is just to come down. Volatility does not spend too much time on the upper side, right? We have had a lot of volatility. VIX has been on the neighborhood of 30 for the whole year, so it's been very good for us day traders, right? But that is what I have for now. When the market opens, I just will wait for the internals to give me a setup, and and I don't have a really bias today. I'm just 100% neutral. That's all for today. So see you guys in a little bit. Okay. Thank you.